Hi everyone, and welcome back to Veggie Time at Home with Miss Hannah. So for the last few weeks we've been talking about different types of feel-good foods. We talked about foods that make our bodies feel good, and we talked about foods that make us feel good because they're important to our cultures and our traditions. But there's one more important feel-good food that we're missing, and that's foods that make us feel good just because they're delicious. We're going to call these foods sometimes foods because they make us really happy and they taste really good, but they don't always give us the same nutrition that the other feel-good foods do. But they're good for a special treat, so let's jump on into the recipe. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Snickerdoodle Mug Cake. It's a cake that's just in a mug and you put it in the microwave. It's a really awesome, delicious, and quick dessert that I like to make on the nights when I'm just craving something sweeter but don't have much in the house. So let's get started. Alright, so the ingredients that we're going to need for our Snickerdoodle Mug Cake are all-purpose flour, sugar, baking powder, some vanilla extract, ground cinnamon, any type of milk. I have coconut milk here, but you can use whatever type you want, and a little bit of butter that's been softened. So the measurements in this recipe are very precise because it's just for a tiny little personal cake. So the first thing we're going to do to start off is combine a 1/4 cup of flour along with 2 tablespoons of flour, which I know is a very specific thing, but because the recipe is so small, it makes all the difference. Alright, along with the flour in the bowl, I'm going to get 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. I like to add a little bit more because I really like cinnamon. And now we're just going to take a fork or a whisk and combine that all together. Now that all of our dry ingredients are mixed together, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of my milk. I let this sit on the counter for like half an hour so that it became room temperature. So I'm going to add that in, along with 2 tablespoons of butter that I went ahead and melted in the microwave and let cool down a little as well. And finally, we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of our vanilla extract. Perfect. So now I'm just going to mix this all together until it's completely combined. Our batter is all mixed together. It looks really good and it smells really cinnamony. So now we are going to take a mug. It helps with the mug has straight sides because it cooks more evenly. And we're going to take a scoop of our batter and put it in the bottom just like that. And then I also have some cinnamon sugar here. If you have your own pre-made, that's great, or you can combine 1 tablespoon of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and make your own, and I'm going to add that as our next layer and just sprinkle a little bit on. And then do the same thing again. Add another big scoop of batter, spread it out a little, and more cinnamon sugar. And then just do that until you run out of your batter. So here's what it looks like in the mug before it's cooked. You can see I made the last layer on top cinnamon sugar, but it's all layered in there, and now I'm gonna cook it. So now I'm going to throw our mug cake into the microwave for about 1 to 1.5 minutes. You just want to keep a close eye on it. It just depends on your microwave. I also recommend putting a plate underneath in case it spills over. So let's cook this up. Alright, so it's been about a minute and a half and our mug cake has come out of the microwave. I wish I had a clear mug so you can see the layers, but it looks and smells so delicious. It looks so amazing. I'm gonna take my first bite, and it's cooked perfectly all the way through. And it's very hot, but so delicious, and a really, really easy, quick way to make a very special feel-good food or sometimes food. So thank you for joining me for this week's Veggie Time at Home. I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.